So this is the kind of interesting thing, right? So the mega buildings, fun fact, did not exist in 2013. And so there's a couple of theories as to why they left some of the stuff in the game. So one is that this is kind of evidence of V and Johnny's memories kind of bleeding over one another, because they are slowly kind of just doing that as time progresses. The obvious explanation is that they were just too lazy to make multiple Night City skylines, even as like a shadow box for like what happens in the earlier eras of the city. Um, but yeah, I think like the fun one that is the least, the least, what is it, requiring of suspension of disbelief is the idea that I think Johnny and V's memories are bleeding over one another. Because there's actually another inconsistency similar to this, um, that kind of gives evidence to that fact as well. Actually, there are two. So one is the fact that Nibbles appears in the alleyway, but more importantly, it's the fact that the dude who stabs Johnny has mantis blades. Um, when in the game he has rippers, which are like, think like Wolverine claws, but instead of them popping out of like your knuckles, they're coming out of your fingertips and they're like cat claws. So think like Catwoman. That'd probably be like the best way to kind of put it, where you've got like blades coming off your fingertips, where they're like but they're extensible, like Wolverine's claws are. Because I think Catwoman might have that too, but like I'm not a huge comic book buff, so I only know like what I see in movies, tragic as that is. So yeah, like there's some other bleed over between their like memories and stuff like that. And we'll see. I think even later in this mission, they've got like a moment where you see some of the advertisements by the side of the street that are like 2077 advertisements for brands that maybe, like I would almost guarantee they didn't exist in 2013. Um, Last fun fact for this sequence: 2013 is the setting for the first edition of Cyberpunk, which dates back to, I believe, the early 80s, if I recall correctly, early to mid 80s. I would need to check my math on that. But I know Cyberpunk the tabletop wasn't that far, didn't come out that far after the first editions of D&D. So yeah, fun little trivia.